The Tech Disruptors podcast is proudly brought to you by channel sponsors, The Average Dad Tech Store and Stellar Data Recovery. Now, on to the show.
My left video just went viral.
I'ma strike back and take your whole empire. Spontaneous combustion. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tech Disruptors podcast. My name is Darren, and my lovely co-host today.
My name is Jason.
And we are the Tech Disruptors. We disrupt tech, or just the people that talk about tech, or buy it and then return it. We are here talking all the tech news and discoveries of the last few weeks. We had a little bit of a hiatus last week. A little bit of a chill session, relax, long weekend in the United States. But we are back, and we got a couple of some interesting stories to cover this week. And it's I know it's just Jason and I today. No guests. We don't need anybody.
We might have someone jump in. We don't know.
Yeah, middle later on.
Yeah,
Maybe surprise guests, right? One day I just want it to be like a sock puppet. Just we cut to you and it's just with your hand off camera.
We should make some sock puppets with the little smiley face and the
Yes.
All you need is a Sharpie and a sock.
That's going to be maybe that's what we should do for our final show this year. Just
for the best of awards.
The entire show is just us with a sock puppet moving out like this.
You know what? My daughter's really good at making stuff. Maybe I'll have her make a puppet for me. That'd be cool.
I feel like it's going to be like remember South Park? What's it? Mr. Hat?
Oh my God. Well, didn't they have the World Police, and that was all like mannequins.
Yes,
not mannequins, but puppets. Yeah. Well,
so,
in other news, though, besides that,
yes,
we also are now twinning again on our. I don't know if your main SIM is in that phone.
It is. It is right here.
So, and you got the black version. Well, you have a case on it, and I've got a MagSafe case.
Yeah. I wanted the best of both worlds, so I went black and red because I only buy black phones.
And I usually only buy clear cases so you can, because I buy the outlandish colors, and that red, man, it's good in person. But you have yours has a texture to it, right?
So this, it has like kind of like a.
But the actual phone itself has a texture, doesn't it?
Yeah, like a slight dot pattern, I would describe.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
So, what do you think? What's your thoughts on the? Because we're in the era of ultra phones. Every company, almost every company, has an ultra phone now, except for Apple. But I'm sure that'll come down the line.
Well, I mean, we were both big fans of the X100 Pro last year, and I think it won our best phone of the year, or what was mine at least.
I think the X200 won last year for me, and it had just come out.
Yeah. So the X100 Ultra is quite literally the best camera phone I've used so far this year. And I had the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, but it decided to fucking shit the bed, which we won't go into now.
After I just sent you headphones.
The headphones still work. I use them with the Galaxy.
Yeah, but they don't work with the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi doesn't work. So I got that. What was the Poco, their flagship Poco. I got that thinking, hey,
Ultra,
it's Xiaomi. It's the Ultra. It would not support the Wi-Fi. It was so weird. Man. And that Wi-Fi, I noticed the last time I listened to him before I sent him off to you was I was mowing the lawn. And if I put my phone in my pocket, it didn't work. They kept cutting out. So there was definitely a range issue with that Wi-Fi. But either way.
I tried it for a couple of days before the phone shit itself and didn't turn back on again. So I mean, the sound quality was awesome. The connectivity was really good.
With the Wi-Fi. They made it more clear.
Yeah. I mean, sound quality wise, they're pretty good.
For Bluetooth though, only, I don't think I would have went out of my way to get them.
No, I would say they're on par with Soundcore. Like with, as far as quality of sound, it's good, but not quite the best.
Right. And we live in North America where both of us don't have they're not readily available to us here in the US and North America as you're in Canada. So a lot of these phones, like you mentioned that we test them out, return them. I don't think I've ever done that before. And just because most of the phones I import, it's impossible to turn them back.
I
will say one thing to you, and this is for future reference, and I don't know if you already know this. So we have the Ultra. Yeah. It's a Chinese-only ROM. Now, you can make it work pretty good in the U.S. I have Google Fi. There were some couple weird things, but I got it all worked out. You and me both agree it's pretty good globally.
Yeah.
It's a few small things like Google Assistant doesn't work, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you ever go to sell the phone, you better make sure they know there's going to be no Google services, because once you do the factory reset, it takes that all off. Yeah. So it's hard because you got a lot of sensitive information in there, and just delete all your accounts and make sure everything's gone is a pain in the ass. So I don't know if I ever get rid of it now, just for that reason.
I mean, I think if you were to sell it, I mean, I know like a lot of the people who will buy this phone have had experience with Chinese ROMs. Like,
true, and they can reinstall that stuff.
And they know how to do it. I mean, I know with Chinese phones that I've sold previously, like I will factory reset it and go through the process, load the APK of the Google Play Store, and then I'll just delete all the Wi-Fi information that was connected to mine.
Okay, I guess you could do that too.
And then it's essentially it's set up so that they can do what they need to do and go from there. But like I know we didn't talk a lot about the Vivo X200 Ultra, but right now, if you've been on social media and you're following tech people, lots of chatter about it. And, the big three that we've seen so far this year have been the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, the Vivo X200 Ultra, and the Oppo Find X8 Ultra.
And what's funny is the Find X in the Xiaomi, well, we have the S25 Ultra too here in the US, but the Xiaomi and the Oppo both have 1-inch sensors. The Vivo and the Samsung don't. But I'm telling you guys out there, if you are tinkering with tech and you want to try the Vivo Ultra, I'm telling you, the cameras, I put a post out there that people will always say iPhone's the best. No, this Vivo X200 Ultra blows it away. And now I do some trial updates, and it does that 50 megapixel. Yeah. Oh my God. It's just, I know Apple was a trailblazer going from 12 megapixel bin to 24. I think most companies are going to start doing that. And Vivo had a trial update, had introduced 50, down from the 200. So that's just my 2 cents. If you're an Apple person, get off your high horse and try a Vivo.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I wasn't like, obviously you're always a little bit unsure when you buy a Chinese phone.
Yes.
And there are some brands that do it way worse than Vivo does. Vivo's pretty good with you, like uninstalling things and getting it the way you want.
Most Chinese phones allow you to delete a lot of stuff too, which is nice.
But see, the game changer for me is Android Auto. Because Android Auto works flawlessly on this phone. So you even do get the Google Assistant in Android Auto, ironically, even though you can't use it on the phone.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
So weird.
That's why I'm thinking there's got to be some kind of trick to get it to work. But I think the Chinese Assistant's so built and baked in that makes it more difficult.
But
I don't know.
To be honest with you, I haven't missed having the Assistant natively in the phone. Like, where I missed it the most was Android Auto. Because I'm like, okay, navigate me to whatever, and it'll do it. But I don't normally do that at home. Like, the only time I use Google Assistant would be to like add a calendar event, but I can do that through Gemini and the app.
Well, and not just that, like I have Google Assistants in my house, so I don't need my phone to do it.
Exactly.
And the other thing for me is, again, I own a Tesla. I know don't crucify me. I know they got a bad name right now, but
I'll send you the address later.
They don't use Google or Android Auto at all. They have their own software. So my wife's vehicle, she drives. It's nice to have it. It works pretty good. I noticed some skipping. And what's interesting, when you use Google or Android Auto on any other phone, it just works wirelessly. I noticed in the Vivo, I don't know if you noticed this, it actually connects to a weird Wi-Fi, which is your head unit. Mine shows the head unit's Wi-Fi, and that's how it connects.
So here's
which I'm not used to seeing. But
the connectivity on the Vivo has been better than on my Samsung.
Oh, okay. I haven't used Samsung Android Auto at all. So I don't know.
My Samsung will repeatedly skip and cut out and will have trouble connecting to my phone's wireless Android Auto in my car. The Vivo and the Xiaomi too were both flawless. Absolutely flawless. Like, they haven't had any issues with connectivity in the car. They've been working really, really, really solidly. No issues, man. It's been the Vivo X200 Ultra is pretty much as good as everybody says it is.
I should have never got rid of. Well, it doesn't matter. If you have the 200 Pro or the Ultra, you can't go wrong with either one. Vivo's post processing just
is unbelievable. Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to talk about this first. I don't have a lot of information on this, but Samsung opened up One UI 8 in beta, and apparently Darren found out that it's not available in Canada.
In Canada, yeah.
And in my past experience, I've never been able to do the beta for Samsung because it fills up, but it's actually an open beta. So I got my S25 Ultra, went to the members app, I think it's called Samsung Members or something, and instantly got it started. My battery life is so much better. It's crazy.
It's better. Okay.
And I saw someone post that they have the developer's version of Android 16 on their Pixel, and they've seen an increase in standby time. So I don't know if it's something in Android, because One UI is based on Android 16.
Yeah.
Besides that, the differences, I don't know. You know, Samsung takes their own take on Android 16.
So, you know, if you think about it, like between like Android and iPhones, the one big divide over the last 20 years has been that iPhones notoriously sip battery when they're in standby. But Android phones have always had an issue. So I wonder if that's their focus. They're going, you know what? This is an issue that's been around for a while in the Android beta. Let's see if we can shut this fucking thing down and make it even closer to an iPhone.
And that would make sense why the Android version in Pixel would transfer over to the Samsung UI, because it's the same base. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of One UI. It's kind of very iPhone-esque. But what I like about Samsung now, which Google is obviously a software company first, Samsung is actually focusing a lot of their energy on software.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what I just clicked.
I love that Samsung is busting, because their hardware's getting stale. I mean, it really is in all reality. I mean, it's good stuff. Like the S25, the S24, the S23, they're always great devices, and they always come out at the beginning of the year. We tend to forget about them, but they always come back like Marquez Brownlee, Mr. Who's the Boss. One of the best Android phones of the year, because it's got everything that everyone goes to afterwards.
That's exactly right.
And Vivo won't win because it's not a global phone.
Well, remember, so you got to remember though, in Marquez's end of the year video, it did win. It won an award.
I think Mr. Who's the Boss gave it an award.
It won an award too, yeah. So that was the first time I've ever seen a Chinese phone brand win an award on a mainstream YouTubers like end of year special.
This is what OnePlus needs to drop. I shouldn't say. Yeah. Needs to drop Hasselblad.
Really?
They need to join up with Zeiss.
Zeiss, yeah.
Take an Vivo X200 Ultra, put their name on it, put a global ROM on it, and sell it. Is it going to do well? Probably not. It's not going to touch the iPhone. But we need them here where they're like readily available. We don't have to go all those hassles of just, uninstalling Chinese software and hoping this works, but that doesn't. And one thing I do miss is on this phone is, just being able to, I'm not on the screen here, swipe for your Google Now or whatever, your Google Discovery page. I actually really enjoy that.
You know what I like about this, and I don't know. So this is the camera button. I don't know if it's going to catch on camera there. But
it's like the iPhone 16 Pro Max button.
So here is the thing, right? So with Android or with Chinese phones, a lot of the time the double tap to open the camera doesn't work. Right. But you don't need to worry about that with the Ultra anymore, because you can just hit that camera button.
And you can zoom just by doing this.
You can zoom, yeah.
I will say this, an iPhone 16 Pro Max I've never used it. No, it's still kind of issue, like when I'm watching it, because if you ever notice when you go into the camera and you click on, like, there's a little button for action in the corner here, you probably can't see it.
Yeah.
So if you do an action picture, it changes shutter speeds and all apertures. But the zoom ranges are different too.
Yes.
And I noticed, I took a picture of my newborn son, and it had some weird banding and some weird light when the action mode was on.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I think that's for like fast shutter speed, right? That's
right. And he wasn't really moving that much. I was just messing with the phone itself. But we'll get past the Vivo. It's just, I'm so impressed with Vivo so much. I just wish they'd come over here, but there's no incentive for them to come to the US. There isn't, or North America for that matter.
I mean, the only saving grace might be that hopefully with enough kind of like chatter online that they might go, okay, let's do a global version next year, because the X200 Ultra has been...
Yeah, but global doesn't mean North American.
No, but maybe they might. Like there's no one else competing out here.
You're right.
So
and that's another thing. Global is different now too, because I unfortunately made a purchase of a Xiaomi phone that was global. It worked fine, no issues. But when I went to relieve the phone and sell it to someone else, I found out that it was actually bootloader unlocked. Right. It was a global phone originally with global software, but whoever owned it put on the global EU ROM. I didn't know the EU ROM and the global ROM were different, but apparently they are. And that's what I thought. I'm like, why would you do that? So there's got to be something specific in EU that they needed that wouldn't work because of the regions. I don't know. Right. But that made a big deal with the seller or the buyer who bought it.
Yeah.
Which I guess you can't get updates. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if he listens to this podcast or whatever, but it's definitely something I didn't know about. I literally had the phone for like 4 or 5 days and it worked. And I don't know why I repurchased it, because after using it, I'm like, I just don't like this phone.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad phone. I just didn't like the OS that much.
Yeah. I was getting used to it until mine recently, like, so the story of mine shit the bed. Like, screen literally glitched and switched off. Yeah. And I could not power it on, charge it. I could not get that screen to come back on. And because I bought mine through a third party, Facebook Marketplace seller, you don't have a warranty. Yeah. So, my unfortunate kick to the nuts, money wise, is just a reality of it. But you know what? Maybe that was meant to be, because otherwise I would never have got the Ultra.
You went back and forth, and mine was a mistake. Like, I ordered it, canceled. Yeah. The last time I didn't cancel. But I will also say that, I mean, when you're buying a phone from overseas like this, your return policies are hit or miss. Yeah. The Vivo I have right now is the same one. I've only owned one. It did have a weird screen flickering thing.
It did.
And I thought for sure the screen was going out. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I was pissed. So I just shut it down, turned it back on. It's been fine. So it might have just been one of those things where it was I don't know if it overheated. I wasn't really using it that much, but let's move past Vivo, because most of the US and most of the world doesn't have opportunities to use those.
So you know what I would like to talk about? So I know we've talked a lot about AI this year already. But there was an article that came out this week. I want to just there's a couple of creepy things that came out this week, but I'm going to start with this one. So OpenAI has been working on an AI bot for some time now, and its ultra premium smartest AI model was recently, for whatever reason, asked it to shut down in the middle of processing, and it said no. And I find this super creepy. So it refused to shut down these AI models that were working, not just the OpenAI O3, but the mini models as well. And it was basically self-sabotaging computer scripts, like instructions for it to shut down so that it could keep working on tasks. What? Isn't that nuts? Like, I didn't even know, like, what to make of this, because it was so shocking for me to read.
There's two ways you can look at it. Like, holy crap, AI is telling humans no. Yeah. But at the same point, it's like, let's say you're working a 9 to 5 in a factory, let's say.
Yeah.
And you're busting your butt. And your boss says, hey, you're done. And you say, nope, I just want to keep working. You know, it's like, how often is that going to happen? So in one respect, maybe it's a good thing. It depends on the reason why they're telling the AI to stop. Hey, world domination cannot happen yet. You need to stop. That's a concern.
Well, so one of the things in the article here, it's, one of the things we have seen a lot of with AI has been that these models do lie and cheat and will disable certain mechanisms to achieve goals. It says it here in the article. But this is the first time that it has sabotaged like a shutdown instruction so that you couldn't shut it down. That's the crazy part of this story, is that it did it itself. It found a way to say, you know what? I'm not quite done processing all of your data today. And no, you are not going to shut me down. So, we know, again, this is not the first time this has happened, where, automated sets of instructions have just not been followed. But it is kind of a bit of a scary, it's a bit of a scary kind of thing what's happening in the world today, because we know that AI is already at a dangerously smart level.
Well, and I think Sundar from Google, Alphabet, I don't know I didn't save the article, but I think he came out and said, like, AI was the next. Yeah, the next, like, thing. The next computer, like it's the next big thing. Like, there is nothing else but AI.
Yeah.
And obviously coming from Google, that's not surprising because they put a lot. Because this new, I know we're going off topic here again. Their new Veo 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is nuts.
Yeah.
It's $250 a month, but
yeah. Well, I mean, there's also that. I mean, that's the thing. Like, the Google was that the Ultra. That's the Ultra Premium Gemini.
Yeah, and it can do like more than like I did a couple of videos with the 2 version, and it's actually very impressive. And even their image generation now, the new version, actually. Okay, have you ever used AI and typed in like, "Hey, put this word in there," and it says it always spells it wrong.
Yeah,
9 times out of 10. Always. Yeah, 9 times out of 10 now, Google actually gets the words spelled right.
Yeah.
Our thumbnail for one with the fist, that was AI generated.
Yeah. I know you tried to generate a video of the Tech Disruptors podcast because that's the same video that I got when I tried.
Oh,
yeah. So,
but I think it's all about how you describe what you want happening in the video. And there's a few times where it just won't produce certain things.
Yeah. But you should try to put your dick pic or something, didn't you? I can see it already.
Yeah. Speaking of dick pic, off topic again. So you had posted on X that we should invest in this company.
Oh, yeah.
Now, hold on.
Yeah.
There's a company called Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Squatch?
Yeah. They make men's soaps and body washes, and they're making a soap with Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. I showed everyone at work this, my coworkers, and a couple of them didn't know who that was. Men. They're like, who's Sydney Sweeney? I'm like, really? No one knows.
No one knows. I'm trying to find the right icon. 1 second. Hang on.
Well, either way, so I'm going to pose this question. If you're in chat, if you're not, maybe I'll post something on X later. Is this enticing? So a lot of the comments have been like, this is disgusting. Is it going to smell? I'm like, if you read the description, like I went to the website, it comes out June 6th in limited amounts. And it says, smells like morning wood. And it says, comes from the 2 best places on earth, like Ocean Spring and Sydney Sweeney's bathtub. And then it says, her bathwater is the best aphrodisiac. I mean,
it's a pretty good marketing ploy. I got to give them that. It is,
but people are kind of disgusted. There's a huge, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny, like, $8 a bar. I'm not going to probably buy one because it's just going to be a bar of soap.
So, it's funny that you brought this up. I was trying to think of where I had seen something like this before. Okay. So, do you remember the...
Is it Goop by Gwyneth Paltrow? No. You heard of that, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
her vagina-scented candle?
So, I wanted to show you... I'm going to show you... So, there's a TV show on TLC called Extreme Cheapskates. So, people that like go to ultra cost.
Oh, I remember that show. Oh, they take the 2-ply toilet paper, make it 1-ply.
Yeah, so exactly. So I wanted to show you just a little clip from this, just because I don't want us to get copyrighted again. But
no,
this was from an episode of Extreme Cheapskates, where the family shares bathwater.
What?
Mom, I'm done! Oh my goodness, looks like you had a good time. You smell good.
Now, I don't know if you saw the water.
Hold on, pause this
real quick.
Get something
for free, I'd rather do that any time.
Okay, how old do you think that boy was?
I'm going to say
12 or 13?
12, yeah, maybe.
Why is mommy coming in with a towel and getting him out of the bathtub? Dude, this okay, can we not? This is something not, something's not right with this family.
So I was trying to think, and when I saw the article about Sydney Sweeney, the first thing I thought of was this episode.
You can't. Okay, look at that picture right there, and look at Sydney Sweeney. Whose bathwater are you going to want a bath? Okay, so let's go back to the question. Would you buy Sydney Sweeney's soap? It's actually on there. June 6th. This was that. What is the 6th? Is that Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, it's coming up. This Thursday, I think it is.
People are disgusted. I think I want to buy one just because it could be rare. I don't want to actually use it.
I mean, I have a million questions. Like,
which tub? Was it actually her tub? It could be. My thing is, it's probably. I guarantee they took a bowl of water or a bunch of water and she touched it with her hands and said, "That's bath water." I got a feeling that's what all it is. That sounds
sanitary.
But I'm not really going to use it. It's probably, like I said, it's probably all marketing. But the fact that she's like in a bathtub right there in her hand.
Can we watch more of the episode? Because I just got to see. I got to see the next guy come in. Hang on.
No. No.
You got to see this come in. 1 second.
Is Mom going to come in and help him get out of the tub too?
No, I want you to see.
We're losing Dad. Viewers as you.
I know. I want you to see Dad get in.
We just.
What the?
If I can get something for free, I'd rather do that any
Dad's in the same water.
On $1. My family and I are so cheap that we all share 1 tub of water a day.
Oh my God.
We don't have cooties. We're never.
I can't. I just like.
Okay, you don't have cooties. You're right. Yeah, you just got your grown boy out of the tub and wrapped a towel around him and smelled him and kissed him on the lips. You got some issues.
Do you want to know honestly? Like I think about my 12-year-old son and the thought of what may or may not be in that bathwater after he goes in there is just. I can't. Like between
True.
the dirt.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Like I have all girls in my house. I have one boy now, but he's only 3 months old. So it's not like he's taking. I just.
So to answer,
are we buying Sydney? Are you buying it or not?
I would buy it out of curiosity, and I think that's where it's going to sell. I think that's what people are going to do.
And that's what my thing is. Like I want to buy it not to use it. Just to say I bought it. I'm not saying it's worth any money. Now, I think there's some contest. I don't know if she's going to autograph some of them or something. If there's autograph ones, it might be worth something down the line, but I just don't think it's really her bathwater. I really don't. Why are we talking about Sydney Sweeney's bathwater? You made that post.
I didn't even know. I know, but you know what? Like, to be honest with you, it's worth.
I thought it was a joke. Like before you sent it to me, I saw it. I'm like, oh, this is just. She would never do this. And then I went to the website. I'm like, they're actually going to buy. You can actually buy this stuff. Yeah, it'll be sold out in a minute. You know damn well.
Absolutely. Oh, it's going to be just.
I've never used Dr. Squatch stuff before. I've used like Duke Cannon and those kind of brands, but I don't know.
So
we got somebody who's going to buy it and use it right here.
Yeah, Kevin in the chat, he's definitely buying it to use.
I have no idea who that guy is.
I'm imagining it probably smells amazing.
Well, if you go to the website, it's her bathwater, but it's like mountain. It's like medium grit. Like there's grit to it. What the hell does that mean?
Those soap bars before, they have like a exfoliating like texture.
Do we care about that? It's Sydney Sweeney's bathwater.
I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who are fans of Sydney Sweeney, and
like, I'm a fan of her. I don't know if I want her bathwater washing me.
I don't know. Maybe her washing you would be
in her bathtub would be different. That's a totally different. You know, she did a call the other day, and I had to turn her down. Obviously,
she was actually going to be on the show, and I said, look, Jason will get jealous if he knows you're washing me while I'm doing the podcast. Like, right.
So I just told her I was happily married, and my anniversary was yesterday. I'm 17 years, so I was like, I don't want to push the. You get it.
Yeah, don't want to upset the wife.
Right.
Now, speaking of creepy, you may have heard of this brand or company before, Opera. They make web browsers, alternative web browsers. So they released this kind of creepy video this week, and I just want to kind of pull it up and show you guys a little bit about it. So this is their new Agentic web browser. Now, this was
Agentic browser. What the?
Yeah. So this is the little trailer video that they released for this browser, and it is probably the creepiest thing you're going to see today.
So what is an AI agent?
You probably have an image when you hear the words AI agent. Maybe it's ChatGPT or a robot like me.
Or maybe you think of a dystopian future where the machines take over the world. Humans love their stories about threats almost as much as they love pictures of cats. AI agents are systems that fool you autonomously within the set limits. That's exactly.
So this YouTube
everything they said so far is not wrong.
No, exactly right. And so basically they've launched this what do you call it? Agentic, fully agentic browser. So for those of you,
can I ask you what fully agentic even means?
I will, yeah. So a fully agentic browser essentially has an integrated AI agent that can chat with you and surf the web on your behalf.
What?
So basically,
honey, it wasn't me looking up that stuff online. It was my AI agent.
You just read my mind.
I know you were gonna go.
Absolutely every teenage boy is downloading this browser as we speak because you know that you now have an out for looking up inappropriate things.
Well, when I was growing up, we didn't have, we had internet. I guess, I don't remember being like that easily accessible.
Yeah.
But, oh man.
But
Mom, it was my AI agent.
So I don't know how this works exactly, but like, I'm assuming it's like, automation based instructions. So like you type it into the AI agent, you say, hey, go on CNN and find me 10 articles about ducks. And it does that, I'm assuming. That's kind of what the premise of it is anyway.
Sounds like this right here.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
The Rabbit has an AI agent now where you can have it do things for you.
Huh. Interesting. That's come a long way, man. The Rabbit
I'm so glad I bought it. I'm so glad I bought it because I usually it stays off. I get this huge update like it does. It's just, you can say, hey, change the UI, and it changes the UI. You can say, hey, make the voice sound like a British female, and the voice assistant changes it. I mean, it's just, it sounds dumb, but.
Now, let me ask you something here. Is that the comeback product of 2025?
I don't know.
New category for the end of the year show. Comeback king or queen?
I mean, technically, it came back mostly in 2025 and into 2024. Maybe, you know, we got a couple more months to hold on because we also have the new Pixel 10 series coming out. We've got what?
We got to shortly. Yeah.
Oh, we've got all kinds of stuff coming out. We got new Apple WWDCs coming up. We got all the Google Glasses that were just released. I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So, comeback. Ooh, that's a good category.
Good category, right? Yeah.
Interesting.
So, just so you know, I haven't downloaded the Agentic browser yet from Opera. Opera does make really good. They do. Their browsers are actually very quick, swift. They block ads.
I'm a Chrome guy, but Opera was pretty damn good. You
know what is awesome about Opera browsers? They have a built-in VPN.
That's
free.
Yeah.
Which is amazing if you like to access content in like another country, another region,
or inappropriate content you don't want your
It's true.
Internet service provider to see.
So you know what? How I think we could improve the Agentic browser? Asking the AI to just clear the browsing history, because you have to usually click a button.
But you could do it like you could say, "Hey, once I stop typing, please clear my cookies and my browsing history and everything." Wow,
done. Right? It automates itself. It saves you the trouble of doing it yourself.
Pull up a website of flowers, so my wife thinks I'm sending flowers to her.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Hope she doesn't watch this episode.
I know, right? I wonder if you know how you have these websites that do competitions where you can enter hundreds of times. Would the Agentic browser be able to do that for you?
Even a bot to to order goods, like what Walmart was selling. They had those like special drops for the PlayStation 5 when it first came out, and I got lucky and got one. I have no idea how, but like there are already bots that do that. But could this do that built into the browser?
I don't know. Like, so the concept of a Agentic browser, I don't know what Agentic means. I'm kind of fucking dying.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's a word I'm not familiar with
right now.
If I was a teacher, I would know.
Oh, okay. So Agentic means capable of achieving outcomes independently. So this is a self-thinking, self-framed browser.
So why don't they say something different? I don't like Agentic. That's too much.
It sounds
pretentious.
Very pretentious. That's right. Yeah. Now you want talking of pretentious. Can we talk about headphones for a second? Because I sent you this article as well early in the week.
I already know. I know
what's the most you would spend on a premium pair of headphones?
Well, these are the Sony 5s. The 6s just came out. Yep. I want to run over. Oh, they're upstairs. I do have the Dyson headphones with the face mask too. With the face mask? I didn't pay for. I did definitely not. I got those.
No, I think those were $800. I think at the time.
I can't remember. They were expensive, but I would say if I usually don't buy things new. Like I usually buy them from somebody else who got them in a review. I would say for something like these are really good.
Yeah, like premium headphones. Like these are the most you would pay.
Oh, I already know the ones they're going to show, but I would say $200, maybe $300 max. But I'm not an over ear guy. I'm an earbud guy, so I wouldn't necessarily buy them. Like if I bought the new 6s that just came out, I'd wait till they get refurbished or someone's going to sell them to me. But $200 to $300.
So a company who you've heard of before,
through Apple, right?
Yeah, is selling $15,000 headphones, and I'll say that again in case you thought I minced my words there. $15,000 US. Now, just to give you some context here, because I know Jason will ask me, $15,000 US to Canadian
is $822,000 Canadian.
Is $21,000. $21,000.
If this brand is watching, we would love for you to sponsor us. We will wear these things, they're burgundy red, even though
every show until the end of fucking time. And I mean that seriously. Every single show.
Well, I will only wear them. These are just Apple Maxes, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I don't really know what the thing of it.
I thought they're just Maxes with like leather, but if they are, you know, and as long as I can hardwire them in, because I hardwire these in when I do podcasts. I don't like doing the Bluetooth thing. I don't know if the AirPod Maxes or whatever they're called.
I don't actually think, Jason, they're AirPod Maxes. I think they're the style of an AirPod Max.
They don't look like the Maxes that much.
No.
A little bit.
So what does $15,000 get you is what you're wondering. So here is the run sheet here, right? So you get satin finish, microblasted aluminum that evokes equestrian stirrups while keeping the design sleek and durable.
But does it scratch at level 6 with beepers at level 7?
You do get hunter cowhide leather or lambskin ear cushions.
Whoa. Hunter, you said?
Hunter cowhide leather.
Oh, that's the best of the best. Hunter, yeah.
I know, right? Or lambskin ear cushions that reflect Hermes' iconic saddlery heritage.
It sounds like herpes when you say.
I know, sorry, Hermes.
I know. No, you're right. It's Hermes, but it's a terrible name.
You get touch controls, no surprises there, and on and off switch, which is good.
Holy crap! They actually include that in the specs, an on-off switch.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Volume wheel.
Now that's kind of cool. If you like, I don't mind that, but whatever. Go ahead.
Now, okay, so they do. So it's both wired or wireless options. So you can buy them, which is good. And apparently you get a natural, well-balanced sound signature with rich bass, crisp treble, and excellent vocal clarity. Now, the thing that pisses me off about this, can I be honest with you? Looking at this description, this is no different than any other pair of headphones.
Well,
okay, yeah, they look nice. Like, okay, $15,000, cool. The red leather looks exceptionally well with the silver aluminum. Like,
so for comparison, the new Sony 1000 XM6 wireless are $450 US. Okay, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if you watch Marquez, they're effing amazing.
Yeah.
I have the 5s and they are by far the best. We got someone in here saying another price tag in here.
$24,000 Australian. Jesus. Nick is one of our Australian listeners. How's it going, Nick?
People actually live in Australia. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Now, can I just give you some context here, Jason?
Sure.
If you did spend $15,000 on these, that would be the equivalent of 33 pairs of the best headphones, which is the Bose Quiet Comfort.
Oh, no. The Bose are not the best. No. The Sonys are the best.
Well, okay, let's just say Sony's are Bose, but they're about the same price. So that's
let's just say, you can get 30 to whatever. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Exactly. It's like you can give. This is for somebody who has too much money and they know it's expensive, and it's like Apple. Like you can go buy an Apple 16e for $600 and get the same performance out of a $300 phone or same equivalent. It's all about that name recognition.
Yeah,
and Hermes is there.
The package, that's for sure.
What was that?
I'm looking at the retail package. You literally get a cloth cover.
A cloth cover.
I know. A USB-C charging cable, a headphone 3.5 millimeter cable, and that's it.
Well, I mean,
$15,000. Oh my God, nuts.
I'm a huge Sony guy. Like the earbuds I haven't had the latest earbuds for a long time, but the headphones here, man, like the ones I'm have right now, they're probably my internet's really slow, but I think they're like $250
Yeah.
new, and the new ones are $200 more. So I always wait. But I'm telling you right now,
It's a lot, man.
I'm not spending $15,000. Well, I'm not spending $15,000 on headphones.
No.
$15,000 can get you a car. Maybe not in Canada, but I mean, in the U.S., you get you a nice used car.
You can maybe not a new car, but I mean,
right,
used car for sure. Now that's pretty exuberant. But can we talk about something that we didn't get a chance to talk about a couple of weeks ago?
There's a lot of stuff we didn't get to talk about the last few weeks, but yes.
So the OnePlus Pad 3.
It comes out soon, right?
It's June 6th, so the same day as
the soap.
Soap.
So I'm going to order both.
Yes, the OnePlus Pad 3 and the soap.
And Sydney Sweeney's bathtub soap. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Now, for those of you, if you may remember, the OnePlus Pad 2, I think, was also one of our.
I have it
last year. Yeah, Jason has one. I have.
Love that device.
Yeah.
Love
now, I found this article, which is just kind of a real quick comparison of the two different devices. So basically, for the OnePlus Pad 3, you're getting a bigger screen, a new processor, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Elite.
It's the first. So we got to get clarification on this. So the latest Snapdragon is the Snapdragon 8 Elite, right?
Yes, correct.
So when they say Gen 2 or Gen 3, what the hell is it? I mean...
So the Gen 3...
So Gen 3 is just the elite version. Okay, because
yeah,
Nubia's got the 70S Ultra phone coming out this week. And when I'm looking at it, it said Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. I'm like, no, that's old. But they mean like the...
Elite, yes. That's the Elite is kind of like the nickname.
Right. They need to keep with the nickname.
Yeah. So basically here you're getting a bigger screen, a new processor, and a bigger battery, and a much bigger battery. You're going from 9,500 to 12,000.
Well, it's also a bigger screen.
With a bigger screen, which again gives you more real estate.
What's the screen? You already said, what's the screen size?
13.2 inches.
Oh, that's huge.
It's huge. Yeah, this thing's a fucking monster.
It's going up against the Tab S whatever Ultra.
Ultra. Yes, correct. From Samsung.
So I'm looking at the American website right now, and it says if you subscribe, you'll get an extra $30 off.
Yep.
And then you can get 2 free gifts. You can get the Pad 3 Smart Keyboard.
Yep.
The Stylo 2, which is their pen.
And
or the Pad 3 Folio case. And for me, I do a lot of editing on these tablets.
Okay,
so the keyboard and the stylus would be amazing. You get a trade-in. So I'll get a premium. If you have the OnePlus Pad 1 or 2, you're going to get a huge trade-in.
Yeah.
And then if you're a student, you get 10% off. So
see, I have that discount. I don't know why or how. I'm not going to.
I do too.
10% off OnePlus.
I have no connections to OnePlus. Everyone listening, I have no connections. So.
I have some connections, but I very rarely get free products from them.
They're like, Darren, you want to? No, we don't want to give it to you this year.
I tried to get my hands on the OnePlus Pad 3 from OnePlus through my contacts, but unfortunately, it was a limited.
Well, let me ask you this:
samples.
When the Watch 3 was released, they had that issue, the error that things were spelled wrong, so they pulled it back. The tariffs came out. They increased the price, outrageous here in the U.S. So tariffs are kind of hit or miss right now. I know here in the U.S., I'm getting the brunt of most of it.
Yeah.
Do you think this OnePlus? Where do you think the price is going to be? $699, $899.
So okay, the last year was $550.
Oh, but it came with. I mean, it was a
it was
hell of a deal.
Yeah. I'm going to say $650, like $100 more.
If it, I don't know, man. If it's $650, I'm trading the OnePlus Pad 2 in for this.
Yeah.
The extra real estate alone is good. I don't consume a lot of media on it.
Let me check. I might have some info here. Don't kill the messenger, but give me 1 second. I think I might. No, hang on. Just searching through my emails. Hang on 1 second. Hang on. Somewhere here. It has a starting price. I saw it here somewhere. I swear to God, I saw it here. So so you mentioned the details. You mentioned the pre-order details.
Sorry, I jumped the gun on that.
No. Hang on.
There you go. Expected $1+ Pad 3. It says $599 to $650. Right on the screen.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. So sorry, I'm not kind of in read. I'm gonna say like between $50 to $100 more than last year, which would be a good. Again, that would be tariffs most likely. I imagine.
I don't care, but $650 is a steal. I don't care about you don't need 12 gigs of RAM. 8 gigs of RAM, a 13-inch. It's LCD. It's not AMOLED. So there's going to be some trade-offs. You're not going to get the AMOLED like the OnePlus.
LCD AMOLED shit for a pad size screen of that size, it means nothing. Like AMOLED, I understand. Okay,
again, it's all in a vacuum. We talked about this before. You go to Best Buy and you look at 100,000 TVs, you're going to see differences.
Yeah.
Who's going to ever have a OnePlus Pad tablet and a Samsung next to each other?
Exactly.
They're not going to. And I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic. My OnePlus Pad 2 is LCD, and it's been nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, like design-wise, slightly different camera. I think somewhere in here it mentions the camera. So basically, the Pad 2 had a 13 megapixel camera and an 8 megapixel rear. 13 and 8 combo. We don't know what the 3 is going to have. It might say on the website if Jason wants to take a quick look. But
it doesn't say much on specs on the website. It's just like OnePlus is synonymous with like, hey, here's a new product. Pay us $50 to get a $100 coupon. Like they don't really tell you right away.
I'll be honest with you. Specs on a tablet don't really mean all that much to me. As long as most people are going to be using it for watching content or playing games. And with the Elite chip, that shit's going to fly through any game. And the screen is big enough and the speakers were good enough on the Pad 2 that you could watch content comfortably. Again, I don't imagine it being like dramatically awesome, but it'll be better than the iPad. And I'm willing to bet the base model iPad, maybe even the iPad Air, I could see this directly competing with those. I think it's worth taking a look at for sure if you're interested in playing.
And the other thing is yes, the iPad Pro is by far more powerful. Yeah. But my thing is, do you need to spend $1,800 on a tablet? Because the things you can do on this one is going to be pretty similar.
Well, that's exactly
you can't render videos, and who gives a shit? I don't know. That's just me. Sorry.
The Elite processor has just been a fucking rock star this year, though. I think it might actually top Apple in like.
Well, it's not just Samsung. Samsung. I'm sorry. The Qualcomm next generation Elite is supposed to be better. Yeah. The new MediaTek 94, 9500, whatever it is. You've got Xiaomi making chips now that have kind of not been
great.
But that's their
O-ring or something.
But look at Tensor. Tensor struggled. And they're hopefully going to be better this year. We'll just have to see.
Well, speaking of which, good segue there, Jason. You get paid.
You're welcome.
For that reason. The Pixel 10 Pro. Now, can we just talk about how fucking funny this shit is?
Oh, hold on. Hold on. OnePlus Pad is starting on the exclusive pre-order start June 5th, not 6th.
5th. Okay, so the 5th. So Thursday coming up. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, go ahead.
Can we just talk about how funny Google is? And I want to just let me tell you what I think here happened. I think that Google really didn't try to leak the Pixel 10 Pro this year. I really think they made a conscious effort to not have any leaks on this year's device. And then, sure enough, they're out filming a commercial for the Pixel 10 Pro, which is being released, I think, next month or the month after. So there are rumors just really quickly that they're going to release the Fold first this year at the same time as the Z Fold 6 or around about just before or just after. That's what I heard. But we'll come back to that in a second. So they're outside filming content for the release video of the Pixel 10 Pro, and a very curious bystander happens to see it and snap some photos. So we pretty much know exactly what the Pixel 10 is going to look like.
Okay, I'm going to say something right now.
Yeah.
I can almost 100%, I shouldn't say 100%, 95% sure Google had to be behind this.
Oh,
because
reckon,
everyone has a phone. So how many times have you ever seen Apple get their commercials leaked? You don't hear about it.
But
it's somebody on the
outside though a lot of the time, right?
I know, but Google could just say, "Hey, Jimmy, during the commercial, snap some pictures, make it look like someone's leaking it." You know, it's all publicity. No publicity is bad publicity. You know,
I don't know. I mean, look, design-wise, I mean, it
looks exactly the same.
If it kind of looks like it has a bit of a bluish tint, like almost like a gunmetal color,
and maybe a little more rounded.
Yeah, I kind of.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Are you interested in this device?
I am. And that's only because I loved the Pixel 9 Pro so much.
Here's my problem with the Pixel.
Yeah.
I love the Vivo camera. Nothing's going to top it. I hate to say that, at least this year.
Yeah.
But I love Pixel software.
I do.
And they do that every 3 months. They surprise you and throw you things that you may never use, but they give you. That's what people with iPhones need to realize, that Google's software has come leaps and bounds. Almost, I would say, kind of better than iPhone.
Yes.
And they give you more reasons to love your phone. Like everyone who owns an iPhone, I can't imagine there's like, oh, here's another iPhone. And they just like sink back into normality and like are bored. Yeah. Like I want something new and fresh every once in a while.
I mean, look, we don't get a lot here. It's like pictures of the storyboard. Like someone's done a really good job zooming in here.
They must have been using a Pixel, right?
Yeah. But I mean, if that's what it looks like, you know what? I'm all right with that. If
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. I kind of hope they don't make it as round. I wasn't like, I think about the Pixel 9a. The Pixel 9a was...
I haven't had that one.
Terrible. For the lack of a better term. I fucking hated that phone. I hated
there's two ways to look at it. You can be an iPhone person, iPhone. You could be Apple and make the iPhone look the same for many years. Now we know there's going to be some changes this year, probably, and other things. Or you could be like, who was the one that called Apple out or Samsung out? Or was it Honor on social media? Like, because Samsung kind of keeps things the same. But isn't that kind of what you want? Are you the kind of person that wants the same design, basically the same design with subtle changes, or do you want people to know, hey, that's definitely a different kind of phone?
So I don't think Pixel needs to change the design. I think they need to focus on the fundamentals. And I've said this all along. Better battery, improve the cameras, improve the processor. That's all they would need to do to win the smartphone race. And I've been saying that for the last 5 years.
Yeah, they got a physical identity. We know what a Pixel is.
Yeah.
You can spot them in the wild.
Yeah. The screen was excellent on the 9 Pro.
The cameras are great.
Were very, very good. The processor was okay for what it was, but it does need to
I think the only thing the deficit is the processing. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 years of updates, screen's fantastic, overheating issues, but that's because battery life, that's because the Tensor. That's exact. And this year, I don't know, we're going to be disappointed. I know we are, but it's going to still be a hell of a lot better than it has been in any other year.
Yeah. Is this the year they're changing the chipset, or is that next year? That's next
this year.
Oh, no,
it's not changing. It's still a Tensor. It's just that TMSC or different manufacturer, different die.
Maybe it's going to be fucking awesome. Like it could be. Like I hope it's as good as what Google sells it as.
Here's why this is why I hope. Not because I'm an Android guy. Because Apple and Samsung need competition. They need someone to push the envelope. We're not getting Vivo and Oppo over here. We're not getting it. We're not getting Xiaomi and Honor. We're just not doing it.
I would love a year where Google is the top selling smartphone brand in North America. I think people are waiting to see that.
Google?
Yeah.
Well, I just read something that before we got on, and globally, obviously Samsung's number one still, followed by Apple. But can you guess who had the most growth this year?
Google.
Globally.
Google.
Nope.
No.
Honor.
Honor, really? Eh?
Honor had like a 20% increase year over year this year. Yeah. But this is globally, not just in North America. Now, Google is definitely growing because they have big love in Japan and here in the US. But I don't know. I just want more competition. I'm tired of Samsung and Google or Samsung and Apple just doing the same shit over and over every year. You know, I also read an article where Apple is going to release like WWDC, they're going to talk about, what is it, iOS 19 before they jump to 26.
26, yeah.
And people are saying, how many ways are they going to avoid Apple Intelligence?
Yeah. 7 generations jumping. It's still not good.
Well, that's the thing. Are they jumping? Okay, this year it's going to be 19. Yeah. But after that, they're saying it's going to be a jump to 26. Are we saying it's going to be 26 because Apple Intelligence is going to be that good and that ready? I'm serious. I mean, is that...
Question. I don't.
They're working on glasses. They're working on. He even said there's going to be. I think he said by the end of next year there's going to be a bunch of new devices too.
Well, so here is what we know from. So we know that there's going to be a visual redesign. So apparently there's a platform-wide overhaul of.
Yeah, it's going to be a Pixel visor. We already know.
Yeah. But then we're also getting this naming scheme, which this is so fucking stupid.
What's the naming scheme? I haven't. Oh yeah, the 19 to 26.
Yeah, 19 to 26. I don't know.
But didn't Samsung go from like 9 to 20 or something.
Yeah.
Phone wise.
Yeah.
Not iOS.
They did it because they're following Samsung here. Like Samsung has the S25. It comes out in the year 2025.
Well, iOS, this is a software, not device.
Yeah, I think they're trying to parody. There's a bit of parody happening here, right? So I think that's what they're trying to do. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped the number system from iPhone releases, and they just called it the iPhone 2026 edition, or like iPhone, whatever. Maybe keep like the Air and the Pro and the Pro Max, but they don't need to say the iPhone 16 Pro Max anymore. I don't think they need the number system. I think just knowing that your iPhone is different color.
Well, and there's a visor. You see the visor, you're gonna know. My biggest pet peeve this year, and it's not just Apple.
Yeah.
Is these stupid light phones.
Oh yeah.
So everyone who's held the Samsung S25 Edge is like, oh my God, it's amazing. It feels so good. But and they didn't use that graphite, whatever battery technology. My thing is why do we want this? And why? And if you watch MKBHD's video, there's been a bunch of videos. He even said Apple's rumored to have even a smaller battery, and it might be thinner. Why? I don't care how efficient this Apple chip is. Yeah. You can't tell me this is going to be a good thing. Why do we want thin phones? Are we that bored and dead?
I honestly don't understand. Okay, so the silicon carbon technology is the technology of batteries. It allows you to basically put a very big battery in a very thin phone. But Samsung and Apple aren't doing it. So why
we know Samsung didn't do it. The rumor is Apple won't either. My thing is, and MKBHD made a good point. He said they might not be doing it because they don't know if they have the resources to produce it in the millions. And Apple's the same way. Why invest tons of money in silicon if it's not going to sell? My thing is, why go in it half-assed? I mean, the phone looks amazing. It looks great to me, but two things bother me. Battery life sucks.
Yeah.
I put a case on it. Yeah, it's still going to be thin. I get it, but it's not going to be as thin. I don't go caseless. Yeah. And I don't understand who's asking for these thin phones. Who wants a thin phone? I don't get it. I don't get it. Samsung, I honestly think they rushed this out just because of Apple.
So here is we talked a lot about how things come back around in the smartphone world. So we went from small phone to big phones. Now we're starting to see a lot of small phones coming out, and then eventually, we're going back to big phones. So is this what's happening? We're going from, we wanted the thinnest phone. If you remember, it was all thin. And then people were like, yeah, but the battery sucks. And then we went big with a bigger battery. And now we're going backwards again. Like, did we not learn?
I thought we were in a good place. Like, this kind of a phone is, well, that's a huge camera bump. But I mean, technically, I don't think these are that bad. Yeah. And I think with silicon carbon, we can do, again, MKBHD said, like, was it Realme or some company just released a mid-range phone with like a 7,000 milliamp hour battery, and it was in the same size of a typical phone. Like, why do we want a 2800, as Joshua said here in the comments, or a 3800 as Samsung did? I mean, 2800 and 3800 are probably pretty equal due to optimization, because Android's a little more power hungry. I don't understand. I don't get it.
You know what I don't understand? Let's say that this phone, the iPhone 17 Air, is as big as an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let's just say hypothetically.
Sure.
How the fuck does it only have a 2800 milliamp battery? Like, if you've got the space of an iPhone 16 Pro Max, what the fuck is in it? There's only one camera.
I'm going to tell you right now. They're going to say, well, we had to have room for this and this, and our cameras are so great that we had to have room for.
That fucking camera on that iPhone 17 Air, it better be a fucking 200 megapixel fucking monster, or don't buy this.
Here's the problem. We all, as consumers, we want like the biggest camera megapixel, the biggest sensor, because we want all the light.
Yeah.
And we all know that you can do all that shit and it could be a terrible camera. It's all about post-processing.
Yeah.
My thing is that Google can't jump too high because they have to put a lot of work into that post-processing. I mean, look, we talk about this all the time. Google used 12 megapixel camera for 10 years and it was fucking amazing. Yeah. I mean, Apple, want people who are stuck to Samsung and Apple, I want them to say, hey, look, I want people to like, consider other brands.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? What's life like outside of the norm? But no one will. No one ever will. So it's Apple and Samsung. That's
what we've got. Now, let me ask you a quick question. So I know we're running out of time here, but Father's Day is coming up very, very soon. And you and I have purchased a lot of tech in the last 12 to 18 months. So if you were going to buy something for your own dad, or you were going to get a gift as a dad, what would you want? What would be a good, affordable tech gift to give? For
Do you have something in mind already?
I've got lists here, but I mean, these are just kind of like compilations, right?
The problem is when I look at gifts, like we said Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I think of things that I think she would want or things she doesn't have. Like my wife's got an old Fitbit Sense 2. I mean, Fitbit's that's an old ass watch. So I got her the same thing I got. I got her a Amazfit Balance.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. No pun intended. But for guys, I think my dad's a big tech guy, but you know, as adults, we buy what we want already.
Yeah.
This would be complicated.
I'm looking through like a list. I'm just scrolling through the Verge's compilation here, and they've got everything from fucking a s'mores roaster to a Blu-ray player. So I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, these are all good. I mean, what do you get? I mean, do you get him smart glasses?
Well, whoever's got this guy as a dad, you need to buy him noise canceling headphones. And might I suggest the new Sony XM100 because they're $450.
And they're on the list somewhere.
And they're effing amazing from what I've heard. The 5s or the 6s?
The 6s are on the list.
Honestly, anyways, I don't know. For myself, I usually get what I like.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I mean, I think it depends on your budget too. I think a Rabbit R1, if you're a techie person just interested in tech, $200, a Rabbit R1, it can kind of do a couple cool things. I don't know. It's hard to say. Usually for Father's Day, you know, my dad gets everything he wants. He gets a card, and no, we don't do the obligatory new tie. And
I always say, like, you can't go wrong with classics. So like wallets, you know, aftershave, stuff like that. But if your dad's into tech, I mean, there are lots of really cool things that have come out this year. I think the Rabbit R1 is a great idea. I think that's also a really great suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a Gemini subscription, maybe. Like,
well, you know, a Gemini subscription, a couple months of Netflix.
Yeah,
something that you could benefit from, and it's going to help those subscription services, because then once the gift card's gone, hopefully that you get roped in and keep paying. But yeah, I think there's not a bad gift you can buy, as long as you're not buying like socks and underwear, which would be like the go-to. I mean, I'm not buying my dad underwear. That's
super creepy. It's a whole thing. But you know what would be the perfect gift for Father's Day? Telling them about the Tech Disruptors podcast.
I agree.
Are here every week, Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking all the latest greatest tech and news.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When is Father's Day?
Not this Sunday, the Sunday after, I want to say.
Maybe we should put together a list of Father's Day gifts for one of the episodes.
Maybe we should. That's a really good idea. Okay, that's going to be our next.
I'm just thinking you got kind of put me on the spot. I'm like, damn, I didn't really think about it, because my wife knows I get whatever I want, so she gets me a card, maybe a gift card or something. But yeah.
So Father's Day is June 15th, so that would not be next week, the week after. So we have 2 weeks to compile our top 5 gifts.
Let's do top 5 gifts for the tech dad.
For the tech dad, someone that loves technology. I dig it. I like that idea. So
I'm good at that sometimes.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty good. That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Right.
So please remember, Tech Disruptors podcast every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern. We do this for free out of the goodness of our hearts. And the only way that we really can just get a gauge on how much you appreciate us is to hit that like and subscribe button.
Right.
And make sure you check us out. If you're checking us out after the fact, we are on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, we're on Good Pods, we're on
YouTube Music.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I always forget YouTube Music. But absolutely, you should definitely check us out. And
check us out. 'Cause I know I'm on the podcast and we do it together.
Yeah.
I'd like to go in there and just listen. And it's actually really interesting. Even though I was there and it's still cool to go back and like listen to all the episodes. It's really neat.
And we're sometimes pretty funny too. So I'm just saying, like, get a good laugh.
Funny looking, but if you're doing a podcast, you won't be able to see us. So
it's true. But at the very least, you think of it this way, you're getting a little bit of entertainment while you're on your bus ride, your train ride, your car ride to work. So why not? On that note, thank you very much, Jason, for joining us here today. And we will catch everybody same time next week.